Good morning. I'm just waiting for here we go. Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 23rd. I'm coming to you from my home to 10, and then I'll be in meetings until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So say a prayer for me if you would. Today's devotional comes from Christ in Our Home, the April, May, and June edition. It comes from Psalm 116, verses 1 through 4, and also 12 through 19. Excuse me. So I'm going to begin with that. Sorry. Psalm 116 is entitled Thanksgiving for Recovery from Illness. Kind of fitting. I love the Lord because he has heard my voice and my supplications, because he has inclined his ear to me. Therefore I will call on him as long as I live. The snares of death encompassed me. The pangs of Sheol laid on me. I suffered in distress and anguish. Then I called on the name of the Lord. O Lord, I pray, save my life. What shall I return to the Lord for all his bounty to me? I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. I will pay my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his faithful ones. O Lord, I am your servant. I am your servant, the child of your serving girl. You have loosed my bonds. I will offer you a thanksgiving sacrifice and call on the name of the Lord. I will pay my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people. In the courts of the house of the Lord, in your midst, O Jerusalem, praise the Lord. Our devotional today is entitled A Word of Gratitude. I recently found myself in a season of sadness. A time of waiting had not proven fruitful. Signs of goodness around me until I could feel them for myself. I ended each journal entry with the words, "Thanks be to God." Then my time of waiting came to fruition, and as is a common human tendency when things start going smoothly, I stopped giving thanks. I stopped writing in my journal and being intentionally grateful for God's presence, not only in my waiting, but also in my joy. Our psalmist today calls upon the name of the Lord for in times of longing and sorrow and of thanksgiving. These actions remind us that the conversations of faith continues in the ups and downs of life. Even in times of joy, the psalmist declares, I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. It is an invitation for us to do the same. I think this is very fitting for right now. With everything that's going on, it's really easy for us to get into a habit of creating a journal or making notes of the things that we're grateful for when things are difficult, when we're isolated from our families, when we're isolated from our friends, when we're not able to do the normal things that we do on a day-to-day basis, see the people we want to see, and attend the things we want to attend. So right now, it is easy for us, I feel, to be able to find those little bursts of joy and those little things where we can feel God's presence. But once things start to open up and life begins to have its hustle and bustle as it has in the past, I need to remember, and I hope you remember, not to lose sight of giving thanks for those little things. So just something to keep in mind for you as we continue to navigate through these uncertain times during this pandemic. If you would like an additional reading on this for this devotional, you can look at Isaiah 25, verses 1 through 5, and 1 Peter chapter 1, 18b through 12. Our prayer concern today is for those who are celebrating good news today. Excuse me, I apparently need to drink some water. I have a little tickle in my throat. It's just allergies, I promise. We'll end this morning with a brief prayer. So if you could pray with me. Gracious God, you are the provider of all good things. Thanks for the blessings of today. Amen. I will be back on Monday with our next devotional. I hope you all have a wonderful and a beautiful weekend. Looks like it's going to be really nice out today. So if you can get out there and enjoy that sunshine and this warm weather while we have it before we get some rain, I encourage you to do so. God's blessings to you all. God's peace to you all. And I will see you all later. Oh, and don't forget to tune in on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship. Peace to you all. Bye.